I am a seal bringing you the intro for today's Green Delight. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. That is all!
So let's review ingredients for today. 1 cup of almond milk, 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil, 3 cups of cut, frozen, or fresh okra, 2 cups of cherry tomatoes sliced, 3/4 cups of slivered almonds, 1/2 cup of red onions diced, garlic minced, curry powder, and cumin. These ingredients will make 4 servings of curried okra. We will begin by toasting our almonds in a wok on high heat. I am dry toasting them, but you can also add a little bit of oil if you want. So toasting the almonds helps to bring out a deeper and more nutty and complex flavor to the almonds. That's why I toast them. They also make them a bit more crisp so that you get additional texture to your dish. And with the tomatoes and the okra not being the most firm ingredients, I decided to add the almonds to get some more texture as well as having some protein in there. So as you watch the almonds as they're toasting, you want to toast them till they start to turn slightly brown, or if you want to deepen them more in color, you can let a little char get on a few of them, but definitely don't let all of them char, because then you're just going to have burned almonds instead of toasted almonds. So after removing your almonds from the pan, you want to add your olive oil to the hot pan. We're doing all of this on high heat right now. If you cook it slowly, I don't know. I'm just used to doing it on high heat. I guess it would just take a little longer, but you can still get the job done. To that, I'm going to add a teaspoon of garlic, and then I'm going to add the onions, and we're going to saute the onions and garlic in that olive oil until the onions become translucent in color. To the onions and garlic, we're going to add our tomatoes. Just drop them right into that hot pan and give them a good stir. I will be using that phrase quite a bit because everything just gets a good stir in order to make sure that things are cooking evenly. Next, we are going to add in our okra. I'm using 3 cups of frozen okra, but you are welcome to use fresh okra. Make sure that it's sliced in even slices and the ends and tips have been removed. And again, just give it a good stir. Stir it up. Stir it up, baby. Another reason to use high heat is to help cook off some of the sliminess that people don't seem to like with okra, and also to get rid of some of the water, especially if you're using the frozen okra. So to this, we're going to add our toasted slivered almonds. And you know what I'm about to say. Give it a good stir. Stir it up. Stir it up. Again, these almonds are going to add in some protein and texture and nutty, delicious flavor to this curry dish. So, bon appetit! Now we're going to add in 2 to 4 tablespoons of curry powder. As you see, I'm adding 2 at first, and then later on when I do my taste test, I realize I want a little more punch to it, so then I added an additional 2 tablespoons of the curry powder. And then this is 1 teaspoon of the cumin, 2 teaspoons of the cumin, and again, I'm going to wind up adding in more after I do my taste test, but that's to your flavor. So if you want a lighter flavor, you can just stick with the 2 tablespoons of curry powder and the 2 teaspoons of cumin, or you can hop it up a notch by adding 4 and 4 as I wound up doing with this dish anyway. All right? Do what you do, but the most important thing is that you taste it as you go along. So now you want to add in your almond milk. And again, the only reason I'm using almond milk is because I'm using almonds in the dish. But you can use whatever milk you choose. Coconut milk is excellent for curries. You can even use cashew milk, any type of nut or seed milk or whole milk that you would choose to use. Go ahead and add it in. I chose to keep the dish vegan because, well, that's just how I felt, people. That's just how I felt. So there you go. Anyway, I added the milk in. Then I stirred it up, or let me say, give it a good stir. I like it when you do that right stir. Make sure you, I'm sorry. Make sure that you stir everything so that things cook evenly. And here I am doing the taste test. And I'm like, ooh, that's good. But think I need a little more. So I wound up adding some additional powder to the dish. Powders to the dish. As you can see, the milk and the turmeric are starting to give this that traditional reddish orange, yellowish orange curry look to it. And trust me, the flavors are intense. I like it when you do that right star. Oh, God bless it. Okay, let us continue. So here I am giving it another little taste test. Notice I'm using a separate spoon. A separate spoon, people. All right, now let's allow this to cook and simmer down. We're going to put, as I said before, I needed a little more cumin in there, but nevertheless, we're going to allow this to cook and settle down. The next ingredients are totally optional and to your taste. The mix of curry powder that I had from the farmer's market did have some cumin in it, but it didn't have enough for my liking. So I reached into my handy dandy cabinet and took out my cumin so that I can add an additional amount of cumin to it just to give it a little more flavor for my taste buds. You don't have to if you buy a pre-mixed curry mix like I had, curry seasoning mix like I had from a farmer's market. It is perfectly adequate. I just wanted more cumin. So don't be afraid to tweak what you get. And if you don't need salt or you have hypertension, you don't have to add the sea salt. I needed the sea salt. I don't have high blood pressure, people. I like the way salt makes things taste. But I do understand those who can't have a lot of sodium. So you can add less salt than I added, or you can add more if you are like that. Anyway, we'll cover it with the lid and let it simmer on low for 15 to 20 minutes. After about 8 minutes, I decided that I wanted to add some red chili pepper flakes to the mixture. So I opened it up. It looks delicious, doesn't it? Oh my God. And I tossed in some chili pepper flakes. This is totally optional again. It's not on the original ingredient list. It's just what I did to give it a little more oomph. And then I give it a good stir. So, just for fun, and because I was a little bored waiting for everything to cook, I decided to pan over and show you guys that I had my water going to make the rice that I will serve the dish with. Look at the pot of boiling water. Okay, watched pots never boil, but they do eventually boil. You just have to be patient. Anyway, after 15 to 20 minutes, you stir it up again, check it to make sure that the curry looks and smells and the texture of the vegetables and the fruit are the way that you would like. And here we have our delightfully delicious delicacy known as curried okra and tomatoes, served over rice cooked and seasoned to your liking and taste. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel and I'll see you next time. Bye.